Hey, Bobby Manning here with another practice report, garden report from Auerbach Center here in Boston. Last practice before the Celtics hit the road for Brooklyn with a 2-0 series lead, and now that the Celtics have established their dominance early on in the series and have taken control of the series on the Boston side, all eyes turn toward the possible returning factors on both teams that have been out of the series so far. Of course, that's Robert Williams and Ben Simmons. We'll get to Ben in a minute, but obviously big news on him today. Shams Charania reporting he will make his return in Game 4 of this series in Brooklyn. That's the plan if his rehab continues to progress as it has through 3-on-3 and 4-on-4. But revelations on the Boston side as well, starting pregame before Game 2. Ime saying that Robert Williams, who tore his meniscus just about 3 weeks ago now, as we talk here just after Wednesday, surgery March 30th. 3-week point has passed, progressing toward the 4-week point, and at this point he is doing some 3-on-3, 4-on-4 work. Outside of the team's practice, they're still keeping the Celtics regular participants and playoff preparation separate from Williams' rehab, but he has progressed to contact. He is playing in those live environments now, and you see him walk, not only in the celebration after Game 1, but we posted video of him at practice a week ago. He's moving well, hopping his step, no real limp or laboring in his movements. It's all great signs. It's been nothing but good reports and signs right from the surgery for the Celtics, who say he is on track to get back by that 4-week mark. Now, what's that mean for this series? Game 5, Game 6, Game 7? The Celtics don't plan on having him at all in this series. That's what they've said all along. But the timeline, in terms of that 4-week mark, if he can get back on the early end of that, like there was a lot of optimism after that surgery, it does fall in line with the end of the series. Now, who knows? The Celtics are in a position now where, I hate to say it, but they could possibly sweep this if they continue to play the way they have on the Brooklyn side. 5 games, 6 games. At that point, you probably don't push it too much with Rob. You get him his rest and have him ready for the next series, where he'll be probably 5 weeks into his return at that point. But if this goes to a Game 6, Game 7 becomes more contested, that is something the Celtics have in their back pocket now. Being able to put Robert Williams in that starting lineup over Daniel Tice, who, for all intents and purposes, has been, I don't want to say a non-factor, he's given them some offense, but hasn't played well in this series. It's not hard to imagine Rob being able to defend and be a factor out there with his length and be a finisher who can roll downhill and draw defense that way and rebound. Even Rob at 75-80% of himself, just getting his legs under him, projects to impact the game better than Tice. So massive good news. Here was Ime's assessment on where Rob's at in his comeback.
Not practice. I mean, he's jumped up his level of activity as far as rehab, and like I said, getting out there and doing some 3-on-3 and 4-on-4, that type of things, but not practicing with the team. You can't really emulate the game, but he's starting to do more, contact work and getting out there playing a little bit. Like I said, 3-on-3, 4-on-4, and as much as we are going through things, walk through, we want to get the guys that are going to be on the court the reps, and so there's no need to put him in there with us for walkthrough type activities. So he's doing this thing outside of the group.
So we'll see. It feels all along like the Celtics have played a little coy on his return here. Don't want to put any pressure on him, and probably don't want to tip their card to the Nets in terms of where they're going with his availability. Nets have done the same with Simmons, though. All along, lots of uncertainty. Nash pushing back against any pinpoint in time where a return could happen. Well, now it's starting to center around the end of this road trip in Brooklyn. What's his role going to be as Bruce Brown continues to play well offensively? That's a big question, but with no resistance on the perimeter right now for Brooklyn, they have to play this card. They're entering desperation mode now. Long-term factors, I still think, prevail with Simmons. Like I said, if they go down 3-0 in this series, I can't imagine him coming back. Why even push him? Why put him in that position? Why put the save me card on him and make that his return to basketball a year after that playoff disaster in Philadelphia? I just don't think it's a good formula for their long-term hopes integrating Simmons next to Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. At some point, you might just end up saying, this isn't our year, injuries, disconnect, Harden trade, all that stuff, and go to the next step. But seems like they're going to try it. Game 4, the target date for Ben Simmons' return. Robert Williams in the same position now. could he be in that spot as well come game 4? That's what John Zanis tweeted, and I think is a pretty good observation there. So from practice, Bobby Manning, Celtics All Access, CLNS Media. We're off to Brooklyn. Of course, we're brought to you by com.com/garden. Get a 40% off your premium subscription. We will see you in Brooklyn. Josue Pavone, A. Sherrod Blakely, we're all hitting the road, and we'll be live at Barclays Center for Game 3 on Saturday night as the Celtics try to take the 3-0 lead that hasn't been broken in NBA history in that Game 3. Check out our breakdown of Kevin Durant's struggles in the series, by the way, also at practice today. And, of course, check out clnsmedia.com for all our coverage of the Celtics and all your Boston teams.